Good morning. It's September 4th, and this is your daily brief in science. Here's everything you need to know. NASA is ramping up its efforts to tackle climate change with the development of autonomous underwater robots called IceNode. These innovative robots are specifically designed to investigate the melting processes occurring beneath Antarctica's ice shelves, which are crucial for predicting future sea level rise. IceNode is equipped with advanced instruments that will track how warm, salty ocean water rises to melt the ice, as well as how colder, fresher meltwater sinks. Each cylindrical robot measures 8 feet long and 10 inches in diameter, using cutting-edge software that allows for navigation without traditional propulsion methods. The fleet of IceNode robots is capable of operating for up to a year, continuously collecting data on seasonal changes before transmitting this information via satellite. Recent analyses reveal that Antarctica's ice shelves have lost approximately 12 trillion tons of mass since 1997, a figure that is now double previous estimates. The warming of ocean water plays a significant role in the erosion of ice shelves from below, and IceNode aims to study this phenomenon in detail. While the exact timeline for IceNode's deployment in Antarctica remains uncertain, the team is actively working towards a prompt launch. In addition to IceNode, another system called IceFin is also essential for understanding the dynamics beneath Antarctica's ice, despite their operational differences. To further enhance the effectiveness of AUVs like IceNode, researchers have proposed a collaborative search method using a fuzzy regional importance model to adaptively guide search strategies in dynamic ocean environments. JPL climate scientist Ian Fenty highlights the challenges of studying these remote areas and the innovative technology behind the IceNode robots. Lead engineer Paul Glick emphasizes that these robots will provide scientists access to hard-to-reach locations, enabling valuable data collection. BioVie Inc. has achieved a significant milestone by receiving FDA authorization for its investigational new drug application to evaluate bezisterim for treating neurological symptoms associated with long COVID. This development comes at a time when approximately 3.6 million U.S. adults are affected by long COVID, which impacts their daily activities. Quang Do, BioVie's president and CEO, underscored the importance of this step in addressing the pressing needs of these patients. Bezisterim is an anti-inflammatory insulin sensitizer designed to target neurocognitive symptoms linked to long COVID. The drug works by modulating inflammation through the activation of NF-kappa B, with research indicating that inflammation is a significant contributor to long COVID symptoms. Currently, there are no approved treatments for this condition, emphasizing the urgent need for effective therapeutic options. The economic burden of long COVID is estimated at around $3.7 trillion, accounting for lost quality of life and increased medical expenses. Despite facing financial challenges, including a reported operating loss of $38.37 million over the past year, BioVie maintains a strong financial position with more cash than debt, allowing them to continue their clinical trials. Support from the Department of Defense will fund the clinical trial, starting with a planning phase of $499,200, with further funding dependent on meeting specific milestones. BioVie is also set to receive an additional $12.6 million from the DoD to accelerate a Phase 2 clinical trial, which will involve around 200 patients. This trial aims to assess bezisterim's safety, tolerability, and efficacy in alleviating neurocognitive symptoms over a 3-month period. The DoD's backing highlights the urgent need for effective treatments for long COVID, though the views expressed reflect those of BioVie, not necessarily the DoD. Beyond long COVID, bezisterim is also being investigated for its potential applications in treating Alzheimer's and Parkinson's diseases. Recent research presented at the ESC Congress 2024 reveals that mitral transcatheter edge-to-edge repair, or M-TEER, shows promise in reducing cardiovascular deaths and heart failure-related hospitalizations for patients suffering from moderate to severe functional mitral regurgitation. While the outcomes of M-TEER are encouraging, the study found no significant difference in the primary composite endpoint when compared to traditional surgical methods. Specifically, 16.7% of the TEER group and 22.5% of the surgical group experienced adverse events after 1 year. Notably, quality of life improved significantly for patients in the M-TEER group, as indicated by the Kansas City Cardiomyopathy Questionnaire scores, which increased by 21.6 compared to just 8.0 in the control group. At the 2-year mark, the M-TEER group also demonstrated a lower rate of total hospitalizations for heart failure and cardiovascular death, with rates of 37.0 versus 58.9 per 100 patient years. Patients undergoing M-TEER experienced fewer hospitalizations and deaths, although the trial was not specifically designed to measure these outcomes statistically. The safety profile was markedly better in the TEER group, with only 14.9% of patients experiencing adverse events, compared to 54.8% in the surgical group. The study involved 300 patients from 24 centers across France and Belgium, with a mean age of 78 years, illustrating a demographic often at high surgical risk. Professor Stéphane Baldus highlighted that these findings could significantly influence treatment decisions for patients who are at a higher risk for surgery. The primary endpoint of the study focused on the Packer composite score, assessing various health metrics, including the New York Heart Association class and major cardiovascular events. As mitral regurgitation remains a common condition contributing to heart failure, advancements in treatment options like TEER are critical. Future research will aim to identify specific patient phenotypes with severe tricuspid regurgitation that may benefit more from M-TEER, paving the way for more tailored treatment approaches. Recent research has unveiled a fascinating mode of cell division in Corynebacterium matrixotii, a bacterium commonly found in dental plaque. This study, conducted by the Marine Biological Laboratory and ADA Forsyth, builds on previous work from 2016 that visualized the spatial organization of dental plaque, emphasizing the filamentous structure of Corynebacterium matrixotii as foundational to its ecosystem. Corynebacterium matrixotii is unique in that it lacks flagella, suggesting that its elongated growth and division strategies may allow it to effectively explore its environment for nutrients, much like fungal mycelial networks. This bacterium primarily grows at one end through a process known as tip extension, which enables it to adapt to its competitive surroundings. In a remarkable reproductive strategy, Corynebacterium matrixotii can undergo multiple fission, producing as many as 14 daughter cells simultaneously, depending on the length of the mother cell. The human mouth serves as a complex ecosystem, hosting over 500 species of bacteria that form intricate biofilms, yet Corynebacterium matrixotii colonies can grow up to 0.5 millimeter per day, even with regular brushing. The study highlights how Corynebacterium matrixotii's unique growth strategy contributes to dynamic interactions within the biofilm, resembling a miniature rainforest. These bacteria compete for resources while maintaining structural integrity in the complex environment of dental plaque. Co-author Jessica Mark Welch likened Corynebacterium matrixotii in dental plaque to trees in a forest, emphasizing their role in creating habitats for other bacteria. The findings of this research could have significant implications for understanding oral health and the spatial organization of plaque biofilms. Using time-lapse microscopy, scientists observed real-time growth dynamics and interactions among bacteria in the biofilm, providing deeper insights into this complex ecosystem. A recent study sheds light on a troubling trend: the rising rates of vaping among adolescents in Australia. Conducted by the Matilda Center for Research in Mental Health and Substance Use, the research surveyed over 5,000 students aged 12 to 14 across 3 Australian states, revealing that approximately 8% of respondents had tried vaping. Among these students, 2% reported vaping in the last month, with the prevalence notably increasing among older teens. The study found a significant correlation between mental health and vaping. Students experiencing moderate stress were 74% more likely to take up vaping, while those with severe stress were 64% more likely to start using e-cigarettes. Additionally, around 1/3 of participants reported poor well-being, another third faced high stress, and nearly 20% experienced high anxiety. Notably, students with severe depressive symptoms were found to be over twice as likely to have tried vaping compared to their peers without such symptoms. Co-author Emily Stockings emphasized that vaping might serve as a coping mechanism for anxiety and stress among young people. This study aligns with growing concerns about mental health disorders among youth, which have surged by nearly 50% over the past 15 years. While the research indicates a correlation between vaping and mental health issues, it does not establish a causal relationship, as data was collected at a single point in time. Experts, including Dr. Lauren Gardner, stress the importance of addressing the link between adolescent vaping and mental health in Australia. Stockings noted that while nicotine may provide temporary relief from stress, its long-term effects on mental health should not be overlooked. Understanding the biological factors influencing adolescent behavior is crucial for parents and educators in tackling substance use effectively. This has been your daily brief in science. To read more about these stories, follow the links in the episode bio. You can also subscribe to these updates via email at www.brief.news. For more daily podcasts about the topics you love, visit brief.news/podcasts. Tune in tomorrow. We'll be back with everything you need to know.